So today I kind of wanted to show you some of the things that my family and I are preparing food-wise for this Arctic blast that's headed for the south. I live in Texas in the greater Houston area, and trust me, during that winter storm of 2021, I actually vlogged about it and posted it on my YouTube channel. We were without power for about 3 to 4 days. Some people for a week. I know my aunt lived on another side of Houston. She did not have power for a week. So we are not looking forward to this. But what I want to talk about are things that I do when there's a blackout and it's winter. So the first thing I do when we lose power, as far as the food goes, is I start utilizing what I can out of the fridge. Now, if it's going to be freezing like the last time the power went out, then you definitely can use an ice chest or put things outside because, it's going to be really cold outside. But I like to go through the foods that I have in my fridge. So, like, for example, if the power went out, I would definitely be using eggs. I'm making soft flour tortillas from scratch, and I'm going to make breakfast. For some reason, I always lean on breakfast type foods as the first meal during a blackout. I think maybe because of the eggs. Here in the US, eggs are pasteurized, so that protective coating that you would get maybe from like a chicken laying an egg to give it a longer shelf life outside of the fridge, that coating is removed during the pasteurization process. So unless you have the eggs in a fridge or a cooler, you kind of want to use those first. They will go bad. So today I'm going to utilize some sausage and make some eggs, flour tortillas, refried beans, and make tacos. I know there are already other parts of the continental US that are actually in like winter storm, blizzard type weather. Some of you have probably already dealt with kind of being in your home and in a blackout. So other than getting like a generator, there are a lot of like tips and tricks to stay warm during the winter in your home. Not everyone can afford generators. They are very expensive. Now they do have small ones. For example, when the power went out in the last time during a winter storm, I luckily purchased a solar power bank and managed to keep like our little iPads and cell phones and laptops powered up. And I actually thankfully purchased that during the summer because of hurricane season. And no hurricane affected our power, but when the winter came, lo and behold, half of Texas, or more than Texas, was without power. And unfortunately, here we are, 2 years later, and we're going to find ourselves in the same predicament. I'm not trying to get political. I digress. So, all hands on deck. If the power were out, my husband's helping, we're cooking, we're staying warm. I have a home with very high ceilings, so it was really hard to stay warm. I do suggest if you do get a generator, I went ahead and purchased a solar powered generator. I wanted to be able to utilize it in my home and just enough to maybe connect the fridge, maybe the internet, and a small heater to heat a room. I don't suggest you go out and buy one now. The storm that's headed our way is coming in a few days, maybe like in the next 3 to 4 or 5 days, depending when I post this video, by the way. And I hope people are preparing at least food, blankets, some sort of shelter, some place to stay warm. Hopefully we are not going to lose power, but I kind of just want to stay prepared, and I hope everyone does prepare themselves for bad weather. I also find the terracotta candle warmer trick was very useful. I will put a link below. Maybe you can check that out if you can't get your hands on a generator and some sort of space heater that you can connect to it. The terracotta plant container warmer that people were doing, I heard that it really did work well inside homes. Okay, I'm putting this taco together and I'm going to show you what I've been getting together as far as non-perishables. Like I said, if there is a blackout and you need to use food, you definitely want to use the food in your fridge first and then work your way to non-perishables. Okay, so first things first, if you don't have a gas stove, you should invest in a portable gas stove that you could use, a single burner, especially if you have an electric stove. I actually am fortunate enough to have a gas stove, but I know a lot of us don't. I have to have coffee, so I like to have stick coffee here that's already prepped. And this is great for a quick fix to coffee. One thing I want to mention, if you are prepping for a blackout or not having usage of your electric stove, you want to use things that cook or come together quick. Also, cans of evaporated milk is a great thing to have. Here I have minute rice. Like I said, it cooks up really quick in 5 minutes. I also like to have like my roasted seaweed with the rice, canned tuna. Here I have some canned salmon. All these are shelf life stable. They're non-perishables, and like I said, you'll kind of want to wait to use those if there's a long blackout. Okay, these also come in a pinch. These are like freeze-dried, dehydrated meals, ready-made meals. All you do is add hot water and let it soak. And this one is kind of interesting. We had this in our pantry. They have a shelf life of around 2 years. Anywho, I don't know how that ice cream sandwich is going to work. Also, Spam. That's another great item that you can kind of saute and cook up quick. Here I have some summer sausage with crackers. A lot of little like snacks and meals goes a long way in a blackout. So here's a little trick that I like. I like to keep quick cooking oatmeal. And this has no sugar in it because my husband does not like sweet oatmeal, but he does like fresh fruit. So I like to keep freeze-dried fruit for him once the fresh fruit is done. So that's something that works for us. Also pancake mix. The just add water pancake mix. My kids love pancakes, so that's something that you might want to consider. And ramen. We love ramen. And these are all things that cook quick because if you're boiling for long periods of time, you're going to run through those propane gas cans. My husband picked up this pozole instant ramen noodle soup. He wants to try it. I have never seen this before, so that should be interesting. So that's what we've been trying to do to get our non-perishable foods together. Batteries, flashlights, candles. I have a solar-powered generator, thankfully, this time around, because the last time we did not have that, and we were trying to stay warm in front of our fireplace. So he's putting this together. By the way, I'm looking at these like spice mixes, and it actually kind of already smells like pozole. This is, I don't know, pozole, you know, ramen mashup. I don't know how this is going to taste. I mean, I do like birria ramen, so this will probably kind of be in that same chili profile flavor. And it comes with this cool little fork. So this is kind of neat. Okay, so for those of you that are being affected by this Arctic winter storm blast, I hope you are prepared. I hope you are warm. And like I said, there are a lot of tips and tricks to stay warm, especially if you are on a budget. It's so easy to say, hey, go get a single burning gas stove, or just invest in a generator. Some of us just don't have that as a resource. Some of us just don't have the money to do that. So I hope if you have any tips and tricks that I've missed, things that helped you get through blackouts and winter storms, comment down below and, you know, help people out with your ideas or things that worked for you. So he is super excited to try this ramen. I don't know what this winter storm is going to be like, but for us, as long as we are together, we are warm and we have good food to eat, we kind of can get through anything. And I gotta tell you, this pozole ramen smells kind of like pozole. Oh, like the name pozole and not actually seeing pozole in the ramen is throwing me off, but it does smell good. And my husband likes to do this little trick that he's always done since he was a kid. He makes a cup out of the seal that comes on top of this ramen container, and he uses it like a little mini cup bowl to eat the ramen. By the way, these ramen noodles are really long. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. You like it? It kind of does smell like pozole. So So I hope everyone is preparing. I hope everyone has a warm place to stay, stays safe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.